kacoma, barne di votonga. I've been through hell and back. Nobody by my side, nobody to console me, nobody to call home me. Hey, but the man kacoma, barne di votonga. Look here I am.
Hi ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie and welcome back to another episode of To Hell and Back. I've realized that you guys have been asking where am I getting these pieces that I'm actually wearing. They are all from FS Emporiun. I am also going to make sure that I leave the link to her Instagram in the description box down below. She makes gorgeous clothes, by the way, so please do go and check her out. And I also do have to say that we are actually sponsored by Maano Studio, so I'll also leave their link in the description box down below. If you guys want to come and shoot here, you also can, okay? But anyway, ninjas, today we're gonna get into the story, which you guys, by just looking at the title, you all know I'm very excited for this one. So I actually have my lovely sister here. Please do just go ahead. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for actually, coming in today, so that you can tell your story. So for some of you guys that obviously will not know, you actually wrote to us. You said that you have got a story that you want to share. So just, before you start, can you please just introduce yourself so that the ninjas can be able to know you? Give us a bit of your background, before we get into the issue at hand.
All right. Thanks, Owamie, for the opportunity to listen to my story. Mm-hmm. My name is Jabulile Malo. A mother of two. I'm divorced. I am one of those women, you call them independent women.
I love
I'm originally from KZN, Ehlalankosi, where they say Kanongoma. Yeah, that's me. I won't disclose more about myself.
Okay. I mean, that's actually, I feel like you have given us,
Flavor.
Enough, okay? Because on my last video, there were people that were saying, no, ask about the background. I'm like, guys, okay, we'll talk about the background, but we're actually here for the juice that is actually happening now, But yeah, please just go ahead and start just explaining why did you write to us and, share your story.
All right. I wrote to Owamie. In fact, I was referred to her by a colleague of mine. I've been telling her that I want to share my story. I did share a bit about it on my TikTok account. It's just that I'm not a content creator.
Yeah.
I'm not into TikTok myself.
Yeah.
I actually regard myself as a private person.
Mm-hmm.
The people that knows what is happening in my life are people on my WhatsApp.
Yeah.
The Facebook one, they don't know anything. I just pop in there, read what they like sharing about themselves, but I don't share much about myself.
Okay.
But the reason I wrote to Owamie is to share my experience with others because I felt like if I keep it to myself, it will be selfish of me because I could save a lot of people by sharing my story. So what happened to me is that this year, I was scammed 510,000 by a guy who called himself Deron Mondari. Mm-hmm. He said he was from Southern Sudan. It was the first time I met someone from Southern Sudan. I was like, okay. And then I started Googling about Southern Sudan people. When we met on Tinder. That's where we find people, right? The thing is, I work from home. I'm always at home. I'm not an outgoing person that much. So the other people will say, were you that desperate to find love? I will say no, but where do you find a person if you're working from home? You spend your time at home. You can go out over the weekend, but in the world after COVID is no longer the same.
Yeah, no, the world after COVID is no longer the. I mean, I was also on Tinder for the same reason. It's not desperation. It's just the matter of even when you leave, you're driving. You don't have the opportunity to even, even when you go to the shops, you're rushing. So it's quite difficult, honestly. And so I think that's why most of us are actually going to both Tinder and stuff.
Yeah. I said, okay, let me put my profile on Tinder and see what will come up. Okay, I only connected with 2 people. Sometimes guys from Tinder, some you will see that these ones are, the first question they ask you, it's about when last time you were with the man.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's not what I want.
It's
That's not what I want. And you move away from those. And then I only connected with 2 guys. So the other one, he wasn't very serious, and this one, he seemed to know what he was looking for. We chatted on Tinder, I think, for like a week or so, and then he asked for my numbers. I gave him my numbers. We started chatting on WhatsApp. We were chatting for like 3 weeks before we arranged to meet in person.
Okay.
Eventually, we met on a date. And he had money. He paid the bill.
Where did he take you?
No, because I stay in Boksburg, so I was
Okay.
like, okay, we can go. He stays in Brakpan. I was like, we can meet in Brakpan, Carnival Mall, because I didn't want to go far, especially I don't like driving at night, especially the area that I'm not familiar with. So I was like, we'll meet. So we met in Carnival Mall. We sat down. Okay, first thing that triggered me. When we said we ordered, he said he will only have a drink, something to drink. He's not hungry. And I was like, okay, I ordered food. And okay, we had a good chat.
So the
We
whole
ate-
time he didn't eat.
He didn't eat. I ended up sharing my meal with him because I'm just a kind-hearted person. I didn't think probably he doesn't have a money or something, but I was eating. I can't eat alone. So, and the meal was big.
I'm eating alone. I'm not sharing. No. If you want to eat, get your own.
When they dropped the plate, it was anyway. I was gonna take a takeaway, and he's here. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you better take that
in a
takeaway.
way,
But
like
I mean, I
eat
understand.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a good chat, and he was very direct. He asked me first that what I was looking for. Am I looking for something serious? Because he's looking for something serious. He doesn't want to play games. And I was like, yeah, I'm also looking for something serious, but I wouldn't say I want to get married tomorrow. But yeah, but I'm looking for a potential partner.
Yeah.
Okay. We spoke after that, and he seemed like someone who was very interested. He will wake me up with calls and texts, and he will call me while I'm driving to drop off kids at school, and yeah. And he's the one who said he loves me first.
How long did that take before he said he loved you?
I think about 2 weeks after we met.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said he loves me. Okay. I didn't respond when he said he loved me.
Were you in love though?
I was.
You were falling.
Yeah,
or you had started?
I was
Okay.
falling in love
Okay.
with him. I guess every woman wants attention.
Yeah.
And he then asked to come at my place because I work from home just to pass by for lunch. Okay. He brought me flowers, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And I love flowers. I was smiling like, okay, sweet. I love flowers. So, yeah, I was excited. So we had a chat. And because my work is demanding, so he didn't stay long. I was like, only have 30 minutes. And, yeah, I went back to work. And, yeah, I was like, oh, he was so sweet. He looked genuine, honestly. I didn't suspect anything. Okay, I forgot to tell you that when we met on the date, he told me that he had 200 cows because he's from Southern Sudan. In Southern Sudan, they have a lot of cows. Okay, because I'm a person who likes doing the research, so I did research about Southern Sudan. I did read about it. They said they got their independence in 2010, so they still believe a man's worth is in the cows. So it made sense that he could have those
200 cows.
200 cows. And there was a question that he asked me. He asked me if the house I'm staying in, am I renting or I bought it? And I was like, why are you asking? He said, no, I just want to know about you because the house that I'm staying in, I bought it cash using the cow's money. I was like, oh, lucky you. I'm paying a bond. Okay. And after some time, I gave him a chance to be in a relationship. After we've decided to be in a relationship, I wanted to see where he stays. He was staying in Brakpan, so I said, can I come and see you this Saturday? According to him, he was a person who was working 7 days a week, 6 days a week. It was only Sunday that he wasn't working.
Okay.
So he will be a person who's calling you, how are you? I'm at work, I arrived safe, and he's busy at work, they've got meetings. It looked like
What did
he
he
was
claim what
working.
his job was?
He claimed to be working for a marketing company that is in Sandton.
Wait, from Brakpan?
Yes, I asked him why you bought a house in Brakpan because it's far. He said no, that side the houses are a bit cheaper because he was buying a house cash, so he didn't want a very expensive house, which made sense because he had a car to drive to work.
Which car was he driving?
He was driving a Mercedes C-Class. Okay. After some time, that day I went to visit him. He had told me about his ancestors during the date, and usually when we talk, he'd be like, I was in my prayer room, I was praying. And at first I asked him, because if he was Muslim, I wasn't going to give him a chance because our beliefs will clash completely. Yeah. So I asked him, are you Muslim because you have a prayer room? He said, no, he's not Muslim, he's actually Christian. Okay. But he believes in ancestors. Okay. Then I told him, I don't believe in ancestors, and at home we don't do any rituals or anything, we just pray. And he was like, no, he respects that, but it also his beliefs. He believes in God and also in ancestors. And he told me that his ancestors, they communicate, and if you are sick, probably you will dream, or they will tell you audibly so what to do, and you'll drink that and you'll be healed. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, okay, probably it's because I'm not traveling enough. I haven't seen such.
Is it like some sort of sangoma or something?
I haven't seen such. So that day I visited him for the first time. I wasn't going to sleep over. So we sat, we cooked, we ate, and then I'm going to leave now before 6 because I don't like driving at night. So before we left, he said we should go and pray. And he also wanted to introduce me to his ancestors. Okay. We go to this room. It was locked. He opened it with the key. Now, first time it did that, I was like, hey, maybe there's a snake here. That's what I was thinking about, honestly. Okay, I went in the room. It had 4 boards, the boards around the wall. They were cream white, not the normal wall. On top of the wall, he had put some boards.
Okay.
And I asked him, what are those boards for? Is it the soundproof? Because they look like it's something that is soundproof. He said, no, it's just the decor that he liked. Okay, for that room. Okay, he called it, what do you call this? Never mind.
A prayer room or what?
No, the boards themselves. Oh, he called them the wallpaper. I was like, okay. I didn't take much of it. Okay, it was a room and there was a sponge there, candles in the middle, and there was a Bible, and there was a mini house that is portable.
Okay.
You could lift it. At home we call it aborondo, like those
Like a
houses
round house that has grass on
that
top.
has grass on top, but that house had grass all over the one that he had. So he picked that house up and said, okay, he said, first I sat down, he was like, okay, this is the Bible that represents God, that we believe in God, and this is the house, and the house represents our ancestors, and then this is candles, we light them when we pray. There wasn't any other thing that would look funny, okay? Because I was a bit relieved when he lifted up that house, because I thought probably there's a snake inside there. So when he lifted it up, I was like, okay, at least there's nothing in there. Okay. We prayed normal prayer. He's a person who prays to God.
Were you guys standing? Were you guys on your feet?
We were
on your
sitting
knees?
on the sponge. Yes.
Okay.
We prayed normal prayer. We're praying to God. He's praying that God should bless our relationship. He's praying that, oh God, I love this woman. Please bless our relationship. And then after the prayer, he said, okay, now, may I request to speak to my ancestors? And he said, should I speak to my ancestors in my language or in English? I was like, English, I want to hear what you're saying. Okay, there was something else in that room after the prayer. It's, I don't know what they call it. It has a round head and a stick. You shake it like this. He will shake that thing. I don't know what that thing for, but I saw it in Broxburg when I was passing where they sell herbs and stuff. They said they use that thing to call ancestors. Okay, I didn't know what it was for, because he shook that thing and he was like, my ancestors, as you have told me that when I find a woman that I love, I should come and introduce her to you. Please indicate if you approve of her. Okay, and then it was quiet and I wasn't expecting anything to happen. It's him who seemed unsettled. I was like, what is wrong? And he said, his ancestors are not saying anything. And then I asked him, what were you expecting? He said, my ancestors, they talk how? Then he said, okay, let's leave. When I left and I got home, then I told him that I arrived safely. And then he kept telling me that he's now worried because he has fallen for me, that if his ancestors, they don't approve of me, then what about his feelings and stuff? And I was like, if that is important to you, probably they will come in dreams or something. I don't know. It's something that I don't really believe in. Okay. He then says, fast forward, I had to go to his house. This time I was going to sleep over.
Okay.
Okay, we had our supper. After they took a bath. And then he was like, let's go and pray. Remember, I'm a believer. I don't frown prayer. So when I got there, I was like, okay, he's asked me to sing a song. Okay, like in a song, as we're going to pray, I sang a song. After singing the song, and then, boom, there was a voice that says, hello, my son. I was scared, almost ran, but then he said I should relax. And the voice, he said, my daughter, please don't be scared. Here we don't do any rituals. We don't do any sacrifices. We only believe in God. And you should know that my son doesn't ask anything from us. We just help them to maneuver life. Okay, the way the voice is speaking, you could tell that it's coming from that mini house, because that mini house was on that side. Okay.
How was the voice? Can you describe the voice? Is it a male?
It's a male voice, a deep male voice.
Does it have accent?
I couldn't tell an accent. The person had a very good English.
Ancestors that can speak English is a red flag.
I didn't know. He said his ancestors can speak all the languages, and I'm still sharing.
Yo, my sister, I'm so sorry. My mouth is just okay.
The ancestor then says, "Hello, my daughter. Last time you were here, we were here, but we didn't want to say anything because we wanted to check spiritually what kind of a person you are. And now that we have checked spiritually, we approve the relationship."
I'm so sorry.
The guy who was next to me was ecstatic. He was happy. He held my hand. He kissed me, acting very excited that his ancestors approved the relationship. Okay. And then the ancestor then says, when we're checking spiritually, we can see that you've been trying relationships and you haven't been lucky. And the reason for that is because what we can see here is that when you were pregnant of your daughter, your ex-husband cheated on you. And the woman that he cheated with did something against you. He did some naughty stuff. And the solution that I was given is to go and pray, light the white candle. They gave me the Bible verse, the ancestors. That ancestor, he knows the Bible, like he was singing it. I think that's how they got me, because I believe in God and in the
But
Bible.
no, you were not scared, my love. Like, there's a voice, hey?
I was, but because I think what really confused me in a bit, because I will even share with Bushe some of the things, but I was like, they pray, these people. They call God, and they told me that they don't do any rituals or anything that is funny. Okay. And okay, where was I?
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. This is like really shocking. So this at the point where he was giving you the Bible and he said that
Yeah, he gave me the Bible verses that I should pray upon. One of the verses, I think it's on Deuteronomy. I forgot where it is, but it says, the God will bless you. They will bless you with the blessing of your ancestors, of your own ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
It had to do with that. Okay, they gave me Bible verses to read, and they then told me. Okay, after that, I was a bit shocked because what he said really happened.
Mm-hmm. But did you not tell this guy?
We've never spoke about our past relationships, what happened, why did I get divorced. We never.
Okay.
So what the ancestor said, I was shocked because it happened. Okay, I was like, maybe he's telling the truth. Okay, and the solution that they gave me is prayer. Okay, I don't frown prayer. I got home, I prayed. They said I should pray for 7 days, light the candle, and then write down all the things that has happened in my life that I don't like. And then after the prayer, I bend that paper, and then I write down all the things that I wish for.
Okay.
In the paper. And on that paper, I should then put in, the ancestor asked me, how old am I? I said, I'm 36. He said, I should put 360 rands on that paper, with that paper, and that has the list of things that I want, and the money in one envelope. And when I sleep, I should put the money underneath my pillow and sleep. Okay, it's the prayer items and the money. Okay. After that, the ancestor then said, my son, you should call at home that they give you your parental, they should give you your parental blessing bag. It's a bag that has the blessing from his parent.
Okay.
They said he should call at home. Okay. All right, fine. I go to my place, After a week, the boyfriend, he's acting like a person who doesn't know what the bag has and what is about the bag. He's also surprised like me. Okay, he tells me, I've got the bag. Please come.
But wait, sorry. Ne? I just want to find out. So after the night that you went to the room and then there's a voice, you still slept over that night?
I slept. I was able to sleep.
Oh, it's Coco, ne? You're very brave. You're very brave. Okay, that's fine. So he gets the bag, he calls you to come for the bag.
Yes, he tells me the bag is here. He will call the aunt, sister, father, said you should come. Okay. I go there. When I got there, he was like, do you want to see the bag? Which I was surprised myself when I got to the airport and got the bag. I thought it was a small bag like this, but it was something that was a bit like this.
Luggage bag?
No, it's small. You can call it a shelf. You know, I'm not sure if people, they know. In my culture, I'm Zulu. When you get married, you buy a kist. It's of the size of the kist.
Okay.
And it had a drawer that you pulled. So the drawer was pulled out. So it was empty. He said, I was surprised myself to find that the bag is this size. So I had to hire a van because it wasn't going to fit on my car.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Fast forward, we make food, we eat. Then we go to the prayer room to pray. The guy asked me to sing a song, and I sang.
Which song did you sing?
I sang a song. I can't remember. I can't remember the song that I sang on that particular day. No, I had sang the song that Namhla Nkosi Siyamangala.
Okay.
And while I was singing, the ancestor sang along with me. And he said,
sorry.
"Oh, I love this song."
The ancestor. So the
Yes.
voice from the heart is singing this
Along
Zulu song.
the Zulu song. He said, "Oh, I love this song." And he was like, "Oh, my daughter, today, as you have heard about God's miracles, today you are going to see the miracles." Okay, we then told with the guy to go and kneel next to that bag. It had a drawer open. We're told to put our hands there and pray to God. The ancestor says you should pray and be just ask God for anything that you wish for. Okay, we prayed, we said our amen, we opened our eyes, and then the ancestor says, "Okay, my son, push the drawer in." He pushed the bag. He said, "Close the bag," and then he said, "Open the bag." He opened. When he was opening the bag, it was now heavy and
Okay.
stuck. He pulls it, and when he opens it, it had a lot of money.
Like rains.
Rents. Okay.
Like, was it like stash?
Money on top of another money.
Was it like
Dash
one drawer
money.
that was full?
It was, you see, the thing it was big, the size like this. It was empty, and then it was full of money just after seconds of prayer.
My goodness.
I'm shocked myself to see such a lump sum of money.
What was his reaction?
He was shaking. That guy could act. I could get awards. He was shaking like someone who's never seen something like this happening. You know, he was holding my hand and squeezing it, and okay. I'm also shocked myself, and then the ancestor said, both of you take 200 rands from this money.
Only 200 from a fool. What a stingy sister. Okay.
We both take 200 rand, and then that's when the scam starts now. The ancestor says, "This is a lot of money. this is the money that we are blessing you is 14 million. And the reason we are blessing you is because we don't want our son to suffer, so we want him to have a good life. And then he says, what the money comes with no conditions except for 3. The first condition is that we should remain humble. If you want to keep the money, we should remain humble. I was like, okay, I'm a humble person. Second thing, it was like you should give to people who are poor. And I was like, okay, they are speaking to me. That's me.
Yeah.
And the third thing was like, we are not supposed to share where we got the money.
Okay.
Both of us. And he emphasized to his son that don't tell any of your friends where you got the money. And he said, okay. Then the ancestor said, since this money is 14 million, we all agree that it's not safe to keep it inside the house. We agree. And the ancestor then says, and also if you were to go and deposit this money at the bank, you will get trouble. Because you can't say you got the money from the ancestors. I was impressed that the ancestor is so
smart and very advanced. I mean, this is somebody that is supposed to have died a long time ago.
Yeah. And I did ask the guy who was speaking there, and he's like, it's his grandfather. Okay. And I was like, probably, yeah, maybe people, after they're dying, they have superpowers. I don't know. I think what made me think like that is that when I had an older sister, she passed on during COVID period. So after she passed on, I used to dream about her, like she visited us. We know she's gone, but she visited us. And she's sharing that now I have superpowers. I can see everywhere. She was a person who liked joking and stuff, so she was like that.
Wait, did you start dreaming
No.
about her after you met this guy or even before?
It's something that happened way before I met
Okay,
the guy,
okay.
because my sister passed on in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, 2022, January. So it was way before that.
And I'm sorry for your loss. My
Thank you.
condolences.
So I thought probably maybe when after people die, they've got superpowers for real. Okay. And the ancestor said, one thing that we shouldn't do is to do any rituals. And so if we were to do that, we're going to lose all the money. You see, they're making me comfortable that they're not going to move me away from my own belief systems. Okay. The ancestor then says, since you have this money is huge and you can't deposit at the bank, what you're supposed to do, both of you need to get loans. Why you are getting the loans? And he emphasized the point that the reason why we are both getting the loans is because when we start depositing the money that they are giving us, they will use their so-called superpowers so that the money appears as if it's a money that we got from the loans. So at first, okay, for me, I was told to go to different banks and ask for loans. And the boyfriend was told to call at home and ask for 350,000 from the uncle and 350,000 from the mother. Remember, these people, they've owned a lot of cars,
so they can just sell
do
a few.
have the money.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm told to go to different banks. Then the ancestors, he acted like someone who's transparent. I could ask any question. So I asked the question, why is this guy blessed now with me, where else he had the mother of his child? And then the ancestor said, this one, when he got together with the mother of the child, he didn't follow the rules that he needs to bring the mother here, the girlfriend here, and we approve. He just got along with the girlfriend, and then they impregnated each other, so they were penalizing him for that. Now he has done things right. According to the guy, he had been single for 4 years. And the mother of the child passed on 4 years ago. He was still grieving. Okay. That was enough for one day. So after that, we told to get these loans, and they even tell him what reference number he should, the person who are providing him with the money, they should use, all the stuff. And I'm told to go to different banks. And I asked the question, okay, I work for one of the banks. I know that if I go here and ask for a loan, if I move to the next bank, they should pick up that I've applied for a loan. And they said, just go and see our superpowers. The next day, we were told to wake up early in the morning. We were told to go to Greenstone, because Greenstone has the banks next to each other. There's the ancestors. I'm speaking to the boyfriend. I'm like, so your ancestors even know the malls and the Greenstones? And he says, the ancestors, they know everything. Okay. Remember, I don't know anything about ancestors. We do not practice any ancestral things at all.
Yeah, but okay, like, how long would you say now you've been dating this guy when you get to that point where you're now supposed to go and get a loan? Is it like maybe 2 months?
It was a month and a half almost. Okay. We went to the bank. I went to the banks voluntarily to get the loans. I went to the first bank, which was Absa. They gave me 350,000 rand. I went to the next bank, which was Old Mutual. I think they gave me 90,000 rand. But I was surprised that these banks are not picking up, that I just...
Because I think it needs to update on the system.
Yeah.
It needs to, for them to pick it up, there has to be maybe an hour or a couple of hours, which is why now it would make sense why they said Greenstone, because the banks are literally so close to each other. So you moving from here to here to here to here, they are not going to detect it as of yet.
Then I got 3 loans from different banks. Which
so the third loan was how much?
515,000. Okay. And then I was told, the ancestor told me to do a research on franchises, KFC, how much is required to, it's as if now you're going to be rich all of a sudden. We were told to go and look for business opportunities that we can invest in, because it's important that we invest this money, because people can blow up the money quick. And we were told, they asked me, which business do you like? I was like, like property business. So I said, no, that's a good business. The guy, he said he likes the petroleum business. Okay, and we're told to specifically to research about KFC, how to franchise it. I was told to open fixed account for my children.
By the ancestor?
By the ancestor. They would tell me how much money they're going to put for the children, so that when they get to varsity, they have the money. You see, they're selling a dream.
Yeah.
Okay. I got the loans. After I got the loans, I was told to move all the money, to open specifically a bank account at FNB, because I didn't have a bank account at FNB, and transfer all the money to FNB. Okay, I did that. I remember after getting the loans, I was going to go home we were planning a Thanksgiving surprise for my mother, so I went home that weekend. Then I had this money, and I wasn't suspecting anything. The reason I wasn't suspecting anything is because we were both told to ask for loans.
Yeah.
Okay, we are talking with the guy. I'm at home. I'm back from home. I think the week passed. On the second week, and the guy says, "Father says you should come." Okay, I go there. I think on that day I sang this song that says, "Phakama Nkosi Yezulu, Phakama." I sang that song, and then the ancestor was like, "Oh, I love this song. So every time you come here now, you should sing this song."
The ancestor was also singing that
No,
song
he
as well.
didn't sing
He
that
was just
one.
listening.
He just listening and said he loves it. He understands the meaning about it. It's exalting God. You see, they're robbing me using God's name. I sing the song, and then we're asked if we've done the research. I told them I did the research. Owning a franchise is about 6 million, the KFC ones, and it depends where you buy it and stuff. And I said, no, that one is a bit expensive. Okay.
The ancestor said it's expensive.
Yeah, remember they're giving us 14 million. It's 7, and we're told that first thing that we need to do after getting the money, we need to pay all our creditors. I should pay the loans, even settle the house that I'm staying in. And myself and the guy, we were told also to shop for a new house together, because he said, my daughter cannot stay in this house. We should get her a new house. So we told to look out for a house.
Okay.
It's me on researching, sending him. What about this one? He says, no, I like this one. Option 1, option 2. Oh, the ancestor asked us where we want to stay, and he was like, I'm not sure. He said you should go and consider that. So I was talking to this boyfriend who was a boyfriend of mine, asking him, I first asked him about, so you didn't know about this money thing? And he said, no, I didn't. But it now makes sense to him, because he's saying his older brother, he was just a normal person, and after he got married to the woman he's married to, out of the blue, he had a lot of money. And when he asked him where he got the money, he didn't tell him. So he said now he understands, probably he got the money from ancestors. I was like, oh, that's nice. Other ancestors, they work overtime. The money is in my bag, and then we're told, okay, now you need to go and withdraw the money.
Which one? Your money that is in the FNB account?
Yes.
Okay.
When I got into the house, the guy had already withdrawn his.
So he was holding cash?
It was there. He had it on the table, and yeah, it was a lot of money. He said, the father said, where did you withdraw your money? He said, from Kilani Mall. And he said, okay, you should also go to Kilani Mall to withdraw the money. And at the bank, when they ask you if you made an appointment, you must say yes. And when they ask you about the source of the money that you're withdrawing, you must make sure you get the evidence that shows that you got the money from the loans. And if they ask you, where are you taking the money that is cash, you tell them that you are taking it for investment.
Wait, who is this that is giving the advice? The ancestor or your boyfriend?
The boyfriend
the ancestor? Yo, this ancestor is very smart, hey?
The boyfriend doesn't say anything. He's only saying, yes, Papa. Yes, Papa. That's all he says.
So you're also saying, yes, Papa?
His wasn't my Papa.
What were you addressing this ancestor as? What were you addressing the ancestor as?
I would just listen. Most of the time, I wouldn't respond. I would just say yes, or I can hear you, but it wasn't my Papa.
Okay.
Okay, it's his Papa, because it wasn't. So after that, okay, we go to the it's Kilani Mall, FNB. I got there. When I got there, they asked me if I made an appointment, and I said yes. And the guy checked on the system, and he was like, yes, we did get an appointment for 500,000. I was like, okay. They withdrew the money. I put it in my bag. I was like, 500,000. incane kaso. In real life,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of when you buy a house of a value of 500,000, you see it as a big house,
Yeah.
but the money is okay.
It is quite small.
It is quite small. It was the first time I saw, oh, I touched such a lot of money. I'm not even a cash person. I hardly have cash. So after that, we went out. The boyfriend is always asked to accompany me wherever I go. When I went for loans, he was with me. He was told to pray while I'm inside so that nothing could disturb. And even on this particular day, he was with me. I went inside the bank. They said he shouldn't come inside the bank with me, but wait outside. So he waited. I withdrew the money, and we went to his place. Now it's my 500,000, which is smaller than this one, because when you compare it, it's
The stash.
mine is smaller than his stash.
Okay.
Okay, now we are told to cover the money with white cloths,
Okay.
and then we pray over it. And then now the ancestor says to us, now it's time for us to show ourselves so that we take the money. Are you both comfortable with that? And I was like, I've heard that ancestors show a snakes. I was like, no, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
You remember, so we watch TV, there is all the gokoma
Yeah.
weddings and stuff.
Ish.
They and
Abachakat.
growing up, you can see they at home they say if there is a green snake, it symbolizes ancestors. People shouldn't kill it. So I was afraid that I was gonna see the snake. So I was like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. And the boyfriend was asked. He said he's also not comfortable with that. And then we were told to go out of the room for 2 minutes. And while we were outside, this one should be praying. They gave me, I don't know, the ancestral claims that he needed to recite, and we should wait outside. We waited outside for 2 minutes, and then he went to see, and he was like, okay, you can come. It was clear the money was gone. Okay. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Okay, then the ancestor says we have taken the money, so now we're gonna start the process that we call mixing process. We're mixing the money that we are giving you and the money that you got from the bank. After that, when you go and deposit the money that you got from the bank, you deposit the money that we are giving you, it will appear as if it's the money that is coming from loans.
So wait, just for me to understand, the money when you guys were doing the prayer, which I believe is like a ritual, were you guys in the prayer room, or were you guys just in the living room, or any room in the house, or
we were in the prayer room.
You were in the prayer room.
Everything was done in the prayer room.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
And we were supposed to leave the prayer room so that we don't see the ancestors. And the ancestor then says, don't be afraid. You could feel the atmosphere changes when the ancestors comes, or feel some good bumps. It's normal.
Okay.
Anyway, when you are in that position, you will be afraid.
Of
you will
course.
feel goosebumps because
Obvious.
it's something that is not normal.
Yeah.
Then after that, we came in. The ancestor asked us, so what did we feel? I said, I didn't feel anything. And the guy said, I felt some goosebump and my hair was shrinking. Okay. And they told us that they have taken the money now. They will start the mixing process. So the process will take about 2 to 3 months of mixing money. But what should happen in the meantime, a day before my payday, I should come there so that they give me the money for the loans, because I got the loan from the bank, and my loans, they need to make sure that they give me money so that it doesn't take money from my pocket. Okay, first month it was, I got the loans early March, so end of March. We're supposed to, I went there before my payday. We prayed normal prayer, and then the ancestor said we should go out because we are both not comfortable with seeing them. Then We went back to the room. There was money on top of the Bible.
How much was that?
The how much was it? The first amount, it was just less than 10,000 rand because the ABSA was gonna start deducting in April, so they gave me money to pay for these 2 loans.
So wait, how much would you say was the full repayment? Like when
16,000
a month for all the loans? Okay.
for all the loans.
Okay.
Okay, I got the money, I paid the loans, and you know, when something like that happens, even if you were not sure, you are relaxing a bit to say, okay, at least they gave me the money, which means there's nothing dodgy here. And I'm honestly, I wasn't suspecting anything because it's not only me who got the loans, it's
Also him.
if they told me to get the loans and the guy, I was gonna suspect something. So here they played me very nice, as much as I am, or I believe I am.
You are smart.
Yeah. Next thing is the second month. I'm supposed to go and get my money. I go. I was driving there, and then the boyfriend, I see a lot of missed calls from him. He said, no, at work, they want him. So he went there and got the money from the father, and then he will deposit into my account. Okay, I was like, okay, fine. I did a U-turn, went back home, continued working, and he said he couldn't deposit it that day. He deposited it the next day. He was like, no, I can show you. I can take a photo of it for you. I was like, no, it's fine. You can deposit it. I wasn't suspecting anything. He deposited it the next day.
How much did
April,
he deposit?
16,000.
16, okay.
Because I still have the slips. He first deposited 10,000 and 6,000. Then after that, the guy started acting up. You know, a person was, when he says, I'll meet you on this day, and he will do that, he starts, he says, I'll come and see you. He didn't come and see me. And then when I asked him, he was like, yo, bara baby, it seems like these days you're not giving me peace. I was like, what is wrong? Okay, second time he promised to see me again. And then, in fact, I didn't ask him. I called him and told him that I'm coming to see you today after church. And I said tomorrow after church, and he was like, I will confirm. I was like, what are you confirming? Do you have plans? And he said, no, my friend, he was always with this friend of his name is Kevin. I don't know his surname, but sometimes when they are together, he will call me, and Kevin will also speak to me, so I know his voice. I will hear his voice anytime. So he says, no, now at church we have got this fundraising thing. I will see you later. Fast forward, on that particular day, he says, I asked him, you still going to see me? And he's saying, because it's getting a bit late, he's the one who's going to come to my place. And I was like, why is it a problem when I want to go to your place now? I can't go. He says, no, it's not like that. And then Kevin calls, he gives Kevin a phone. Kevin says, no, I'm sorry for the delay. It's me, but I'll bring him home now. Okay. Then 30 minutes passes, I don't hear anything. I call him and he says, Ish, baby, my friend is now drunk, he can't bring me here. I was like, but your friend has been borrowing you his car all along. What is wrong? Oh, I forgot to tell you that there was a time he said he was traveling for work, he was going to Polokwane, and then when he came back, his car was stuck on the road. And he called me and told me that. I was like, oh, Nama also said, so what are you going to do? He said, the truck is going to come and take the car. So after that, he came to my place. He didn't have a car anymore, so his friend was borrowing him
His car.
Another Mercedes.
Okay.
Okay, I was like, you have got a good friend, so someone who can borrow you a car.
Maybe
for
that
days.
Mercedes was just bought.
I don't know. It was, it's another.
We don't know.
You never know.
Yeah.
But the Kevin guy was there.
Okay.
So I said, your friend was borrowing a car all along. What is happening? And he said, no, right now, he's drunk. He doesn't want to give me a car. And I was like, he said, can you come and fetch me? I said, where are you? He said, he's in Deviton. I was like, something inside me just said, what if when you go there, you get hijacked? And I just told him that now, I'm not going to fetch you. You decided to spend time with your friend instead of seeing me. So, do you?
Yeah.
I didn't go. Next morning, it was the 1st of May. I remember very well. Holiday. I woke up 6:30, drove my car to his place without telling him, of course. I got there. The garage was open. I parked the car. And I called him, where are you? He said, I'm at home. I said, please open for me. He said, no. Then he says, he can't see me. I said, how come you can't see me? Because I'm parked at your garage. And the reason I had got there, I wanted to go to his so-called ancestors and tell them that I now want the money that I got from the bank and move on with my life, because I can't have someone who treats me like this. So I got there. He says, no, I thought you were joking when you're saying you were there, but I'm on my way. I was already on my way to work, but I will do a U-turn. I said, please send me the live location so that I can see you moving. He sent it. I saw that he was driving towards the direction, Brakpan. Okay, I waited for him. I was so angry, and I hate being made a fool, someone who says something and then he switch it around.
Yeah.
He's now coming. I go to his house. He came. I told him, I want to speak to your ancestors, not you. I got there. The ancestor said we should pray first. I couldn't pray because I was so furious.
So when you got there, the ancestor was there?
The ancestor is always there. He said, the guy said, because I'm also rushing for work, he will just took the thing and shook it. And the ancestor said, hello, my daughter, hello, my son. Please pray first. I didn't pray. He was praying. And the ancestor said, I can see that you are not well, my daughter. What is wrong? Then I said, this one is doing A, B, C, and D. And then the ancestor was like, my son, I'm so disappointed at you. Is this how we have taught you? Is this how we have taught you how you should treat a woman? And the guy was like, no, it's not like that. I'm sorry. And the ancestor, I told the ancestor that I'm actually here to get my money back, because this one is treating me like this. I'm even worried if he gets the money, how he will treat me. And the ancestor was like, no, my daughter, I'm sorry, we will speak to him. Like someone was reprimanding him, and he was sorry. And then the ancestor said on that particular day, we were, as the ancestors, we wanted to tell you that exactly in 16 days from now, the money will be ready. The process of mixing is done. We will be handing over the money.
So at first it was supposed to take 3 months, right?
He said it takes between 2 to 3 months.
3 months. Okay,
yes.
so how many?
It was already over the month.
Okay.
Over 2 months.
Over 2 months. Yes. Okay.
Okay. And then I was told that, okay, they will be handing over the money, and this one should come afternoon so that they give him his punishment, because they had told him that they don't want to see me crying because of him. So, okay. I even got home, I told Bushe that this one is better because he has his ancestors. They
To
will
deal with him.
Not knowing that it was a scam. Okay. Fast forward, after that, then the ancestor says to the boyfriend, my son, you said you were traveling for work this week. And I interrupted him when he was talking, and I was like, no, but how come I don't know about that? And the ancestor then says, my son, communication is very important in a relationship. If you don't communicate, it will affect your relationship with your woman. Okay, then he says he's sorry. Then the boyfriend, we left the day, and I had about 6 watches. For some reason, they all stopped working. So I asked him to put the batteries, because he works where the malls are closer, and I'm working from home most of the time. And when I go out, I'm rushing to take kids from school and go back to work. So, okay, I forgot to ask for my watch that day, so I left. And when I got home, then the boyfriend changed. He was doing all the things he was doing before. Okay, he has changed his ways. Then the next thing he says, on Thursday we are going to Polokwane for work. We'll come back the following. I know they were gonna go on Wednesday. He told me on Monday, and he was gonna go on Wednesday and come back the following week, Thursday. Okay, I was like, okay. Then on Wednesday they traveled. He said we arrived safely. We were talking. Thursday we were talking. Friday he woke me up with a good morning message as usual. I check him. Okay, I'm always rushing to take kids to school. I'm not sure if I responded to him. Then I check my phone. Did I respond? Okay, I can see I responded. I continue working, and then it's around 12, and I'm like, it's unusual. He should have called me. Then I go and check if he saw my message. I take a phone and call him. His phone is on voicemail. Okay, in my mind, I'm like, okay, probably it's a network or something. Then I see it's afternoon now, and his phone is still off. His profile picture doesn't show on WhatsApp. And I don't get alarmed. I think probably someone stole his phone and deactivated his WhatsApp. Okay, now I see it's Friday, right? Saturday, Sunday. He's coming back on Thursday. You know, all these days, something is telling me to go where he is staying. And I keep on saying, but who will open for me? Because in the house he stays, he uses a remote to open the garage. I don't even know how I'll get there. I kill my own inner person that is speaking to me. And the days passes until it's Thursday, the Thursday he was coming. I'm starting to think probably that could be a scam. You see, okay, the Thursday he was going to come, I decided, it was around 12 midday, I just sent a report to my manager for review. I decided to go to his place. I know he's not there, just to check. I went there to his place. At the back, I could see the house had big walls, so I couldn't see inside. Like, I'm not that tall, I'm trying to jump and see. Then I drove around. I remembered when I first came, I got lost. There was another road that I used. That road, you could see what is happening in the house. Then I turned around, drove there. When I came there, the house was vacant. No curtains. No furniture. And this person had said he bought this place. I stopped there for a minute or so. I didn't know what to do. I didn't cry at that moment. I was like, damn, I've been scammed. I got in my car, went home. When I got home, I had just got home. I got a call from my daughter's school saying, your daughter is not well, please come and fetch her. Then I told Buhle, Deron is not the person you thought he was. He actually scammed me a lot of money, but I will give you the details in the car. Let's go and fetch my daughter. We went to school to fetch my daughter. For some reason, she said she had an anxiety attack, and then I took her. Then I had to wait for my son so that I take him as well. We go back home. I went home. For some reason, I could still think and do things, and I think my mind was in a shock mode because. But then I was crying. You know, how can a person do this? How I had all the thoughts, how can I be so stupid? How come I didn't see this? Like, not that I was blaming myself for something. I don't hate myself for what happened. I was scammed, and it could have happened to anyone. I then, when I got home, my kids, especially my daughter, because she's 16, she noticed a lot of things. When I'm not in my mood, she's the one who will see that. Then I just got to my bedroom. I was crying. I didn't know what to do.
At this point, it had been how many days since you had seen this guy? Or had spoken to him over the phone?
It was over a week.
Over a week, okay.
Almost a week, because last spoke to him Friday morning, and I went to his place on Thursday.
On Thursday, yeah.
And then I was so devastated. I had the weird suicidal thoughts.
Do you want a tissue? You can take some.
I went to bed. I couldn't sleep a wink. It's Thursday morning. It's Friday morning. I have to take kids to school. Normal. I'm a single parent. The dad is not around. I took them to school. While I was driving back from taking them to school, I have these weird thoughts that I can drive my car to other cars. I'm just miserable. Okay. It's Friday. I wanted to work. Ne? Switch on my laptop. My manager sent me a message that morning, say, "Hi Jabu, how are you doing?" I responded that I'm emotionally not well today. He just decided to call instantly. He asked me what was wrong. I then cried on the phone and said, I discovered that the person I was dating, he scammed me, and it's a lot of money, and I don't know what to do. And my manager was like, if you feel like you can't work, take a day off and do whatever that you need to do. I did try to work, but I couldn't concentrate on stuff, so I switched off my laptop, decided to go to the police station and open the case. I went, I won't lie, the guy, when I got to the police station, I stood there, and when it was my turn, I told the police who was assisting that I need to speak to him privately, not here, because I was afraid I was going to burst in front of everyone. And then he said, okay, please wait there, I'll let you know when you can come. We went separately. Then I told him what happened. He opened a docket, and it took a lot of time. I think I spent more than 4 hours there because he was writing all the story. Then after that, he told me that, okay, the case has been opened, and it might be moved to Brakpan because this is where it happened, but we'll keep you updated. When I got home, I received an SMS confirming the case has been opened. But still, I didn't sleep. I remember that night I was awake the whole night. I only saw, my mother is a prayerful woman, so I saw her. She usually wakes up and type in her prayer, these gogos of nowadays, in WhatsApp status.
Yeah.
I remember, I've got siblings. I haven't told anyone about this. I'm just by myself. I'm thinking the person I could have told, it's my eldest sister, and she's normal. So I saw, and then my niece, who is my eldest sister, was up. I put a status on my WhatsApp and say, my soul is broken. And then she asked me, what is wrong, ma? And I'm like, I'm not okay. Then I sent her voice notes of what else happening, and because I was like, okay, anyway, I have to tell this. I have to tell someone about this, what is happening. So I told her the whole story, and Anyway, she's a child. She's only 25. She doesn't know. She didn't know what to do. She only called Buhle and said they should check on me and make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah.
Next, I saw my mom was online. Then I called her. She answered the phone. Then I told her, Mama, I'm not okay. I was scammed a lot of money, and I feel like I should end my life. My mom didn't know what to do or say. She just prayed over me. She prayed on the phone. All right. My son had at his school. They had a big walk, so it's a walk where they invite parents to walk 10 laps. So I took him there because it was one of the things that was required. They were actually forced to do it, so I had to take him there, though I was tired. And I took him there. I was walking with my daughter. While I was walking, I will feel my tears, and my daughter will hold my hand and squeeze it.
Did she know at this point?
Yeah, I told him
Okay.
on Friday
Okay.
what happened. I just gave them a short story that Daron, he's not a person that you think he is, because they really thought he loves me.
Yeah.
He actually scammed me a lot of money, so I hated breaking down in front of my daughter. So on that particular day, I was like, okay, I need something to drink so that I can sleep. I decided after walking 10 laps, that day I walked 10 laps after sitting down. You see, my tears were like pouring, like I couldn't hold them. I tried to hold them because I'm with my daughter. Then I told her that I need to see the doctor. We went to the doctor, and when I got to the doctor, he asked me, okay, how can I help you? I don't know how he can help me. I just cried, and I told him I was scammed, a lot of money, and I need something to drink so that I can sleep. I haven't slept in 2 days. He said, okay, are you suicidal? And I said, yes. And he started making calls. He said, I'm looking for a psychiatrist for you.
Yeah.
Okay, he called different hospital, and he first said I should go to Primrose Hospital. I was like, Primrose is a bit far. I'm in Boxburg. And he said, okay, you would try Sunward Park. They said they don't have a psychiatrist. I was surprised. But now I know he wasn't asking about the psychiatrist. He was asking for a space so that I could be admitted.
Okay. Okay.
Then he gave me a letter and said, go to this doctor. He didn't tell me that he's admitting me or anything. He just said, go to this doctor. I went to Glenview Hospital. When I got there, my ex-boyfriend saw my status as well, and he said he will come and check on me. The day after the walk, he was at my place. I went to take a shower because it was hot and we were walking in the sun. Then I said, after the shower, I will go to the hospital. After taking a shower, I saw him. He said, I told him, I now need to go to the hospital. I said, okay, I'll take you there. He took me to the hospital and was like, you're going to Glenview, what is happening? Okay, I went there, and then I got there, and the receptionist tells me that, hi, Miguel, you are being admitted.
Wow.
We do not consult here.
So how long were you in the which I would assume is a psychiatric ward? Yeah.
For 10 days.
For 10 days. How would you say life is after this whole ordeal that happened? How far is the case right now?
The police closed the case. They didn't lift a finger. After the hospital, I went to see the detective who was handling the case. I saw it's her. First thing she said, can you, I've read the docket, but I want to hear from you what happened. While I was sharing the story, she cut me and said, Anyway, I've read the docket. It's fine. What I can tell you is that as the police, we only arrest people we know where they are. Then I was rolling my eyes like, then what is the job of an investigator?
Exactly.
The second thing she said, even if we get hold of these people, the court usually let them go scot-free because there is no evidence that they forced you to take your money. And then the next thing she was like, I was investigating a case like this, but this lady, she met the guy at the mall and they exchanged numbers. Yours is challenging because you met online. And I was like, what is the difference? Meeting a person and meeting, okay. I was trying to respect her because of her job and I kept it in, but I was responding in my heart.
Yeah.
The question that I had for her was, are you trying to say there is nothing that can be done here? And she responded arrogantly, so I said, no. And I was like, okay. While I was at his place the other day, I bought the electricity at that place, so I've got a meter number. It can get us somewhere.
Yeah. Who's the actual owner of the house?
So we can get the information about the person that was renting. The detective wrote the meter number in a small piece of paper, not in my docket. And I also told her, next to the guy is staying, there is a truck company, and they've got cameras that are facing the road. He should check the time between this time and this time. On the last day when I visited him, he will see the number plate and they can get him through his number plate. Fast forward, after I left, I forgot to say something. There was another detective lady that was there. She came in and asked, because I was with my brother, he was like, so who are you with? And my brother responded that it's his brother. And she was like, oh, Kumalo, how much did this one lose? And the detective responded, 510,000. And they're like, you should have given me that money. You know, I was so hurt. I felt like she stabbed me in the heart.
So, I think that because we're about to finish, one thing that I can actually tell you is that I've also been, mine was a complete different story because for me it was like 2,000 rands. But the attitude that the police have when a woman has been love scammed is absolutely disgusting and horrible. To a point where when I was opening a case over there, for the police officer to actually help me, he literally asked for my numbers, and he was being very inappropriate. That's something that I just didn't say. And I think that at this point, these love scammers, they actually know that there's not much that the police are going to do. They're going to let them go. And so that is the reason why they're running wild. As women, if we do not stand together and educate each other, I'm telling you, we're going nowhere. Because in every single case of anyone that has ever been scammed, they were not scammed by one person. You are physically dealing with one person, but this person is like maybe 10 people in one. Yeah. They sit down, they discuss you. How can I go about this obstacle? How can I go about this? So no matter how smart you think you really are, you are not winning unless you are equipped with information. Yeah. And so this is why I always tell you guys to say, guys, please come out, talk about it. We don't care about the person's name. We don't even care about the person's picture. But this guy can never scam someone that has watched this video with the same tactics that he scammed you, which means that now with us educating each other, we're actually helping a sister out there. And so I think that that's what I just have to actually say. I am really sorry that you went through all that. And I also just feel like our female officers, the pits, the pits, and I also will go ahead and say that as much as someone might sit down and think, oh, Mara, that was actually dumb of you. That was actually this and this. First of all, you don't know the spiritual things that were happening whenever you were entering that place. You understand? That's the first thing. You were being introduced to something that you do not know. And of course, there's accountability that you can actually also take to say, okay, this is what maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. But me, I don't see how else you could have won because you didn't have any information when it came to this particular situation. And so I think that maybe in closing, what message, like looking at that camera, what message would you say to this guy that scammed you?
To
Let's
the
say
guy
he
who
ca-
scammed
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I would say he's a bastard. He doesn't deserve to live. That's all I can say, because I don't believe a normal person who was born by a woman could do that to another human being.
How has this situation turned your life?
I'm in debt review. It has turned my life. I was planning to buy myself a car. I can't do that anymore. I am more on tiptoes. I'm afraid of men. I think it would take years for me to heal.
Yeah. So you said you met him this year. Which month was that?
January.
January this year. I am really so sorry, but I do have to say I commend you for your bravery. Thank you so much, because you are the first person that has come out. And I hope that this will also have other people come out and tell stories, because I know of a woman that was scammed 4 million rands. She stays in Centurion. This all was coming the time that I had just also shared my story. So it's a lot of women that are out there getting love scammed. Guys, I cannot emphasize how much we as women should stop laughing at each other and start supporting each other, start spreading the message, and actually start just talking. Because if we don't, I'm telling you, you're gonna get scammed. Imagine getting scammed, you keep quiet, and your mother's child gets scammed because when you chose to keep quiet, because you think it's so far-fetched, because, oh, anyway, that person I don't know. But you have a sibling, you have a nephew, you have a friend. I think that let's stop being selfish with information, because at the end of the day, it has happened. Whether you talk about it or not, it has happened, you know. I get so emotional, so I know I'm becoming a preacher right now. But I do just have to say that I'm very proud of you. I do pray to God that our justice system is going to change the way that they look at cases of love scammers, and they do take them as serious as how someone goes into a bank and defrauds a bank because they misrepresented themselves and get money. They don't say, no, the bank, you gave them money, they didn't force you. They don't do that. So I think that it's unfair for them to say, as a woman, when you're coming and say, someone actually defrauded me, because that is someone defrauding you. This person misrepresented themselves to me. And then now you are told, nah, that's nothing. Well, else when it's the bank, they don't do that, you know. These scammers, guys, they're getting away with it because they know. They know. I remember my scammer literally had strength to go to the police station himself. Like, you're a scammer. You're not even afraid of the police because you know the police are not going to do anything in love scamming situations. And so I do hope that you guys actually learned a lot. This is the first time I'm hearing of anything like this. I'm so shocked. I've heard different ways. So I'm really grateful and thank you for coming out here and sharing. It's wild. It's definitely the wildest episode we're going to have on To Hell and Back as for now. But thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. You are brave, you're strong, you're beautiful. Don't give up on love just because you met one scammer. Just be careful, more careful as time goes, because there are many guys. Even South African guys have now joined in. But I also want to find out, this guy said he's from
Southern Sudan.
His accent, how was it? Was it French? Was it Southern Sudanese? How was his accent?
I couldn't tell. He didn't have a good accent. He didn't have a good English. Sometimes I would laugh at him and like, you said you had a degree, but your English, what were you learning in? Because he said he got his degree in Tanzania. I was like, what were you learning in Tanzania? I couldn't tell, but he's actually from Uganda.
He's actually from Uganda. Wow. That is so, it's absolutely wild.
I had to do an investigation myself to find out about the guy, but the police didn't help a bit.
Yeah, I think that Ramaphosa, please do something. Because these guys are finishing women out here. Like, there's no way, you know. I really think that there are laws that need to be put in place when it comes to love scamming, and that's what I've said. But anyway, ninjas, of course, you guys know that I'm so passionate when it comes to this, and so I'm so grateful. You have no idea how thankful I am that you actually came out. I hope that this is going to give you guys strength to come out and talk about your stories. Remember, this is not about exposing the person, but the tactics so that other women are not going to get scammed the same way. At least let's make it difficult for these guys. Because when you are quiet, were basically just like, it's like a slaughterhouse. They're just slaughtering all of us. So I do hope that you guys actually enjoyed this episode. Please do go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of everything. And I am also going to link your social medias in the in the comment section. I mean, in the you guys, the way I'm so confused, got this story in the description box down below. So if you also want to just reach out to her, maybe you got scammed by the same way, you might find this the same guy, then you guys can connect and maybe you can help each other in terms of investigating so that this bastard can actually be caught. But anyway, ninjas, I do love you guys and thank you so much for coming. From Owamie, it's a wrap, and I will see you guys in our next episode. Bye.